What up, boys? It's Devin. In this video, I want to explain to you 5 ways that you could start shredding fat immediately. By the end of the video, you'll have 5 new tools in your tool belt to start shredding fat immediately. When I was a chubby little boy and I needed to shred that fat immediately, I used these 5 things to get the job done fast. So implement these 5 things and watch how quickly you start shredding fat. Let's get into it. First thing is intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is when you don't eat for a prolonged period of time. And the reason that this is so useful is because number 1, you're allowing your body to burn fat and flush things out of your system without constantly bringing new food in. Number 2, you're eating less because you're eating less often. So when you stretch out your mornings where you're not eating and you eat first thing in the afternoon, you're eating less food. And when you eat food, you can eat more calories. You can eat more foods that you actually like. So doing this will allow you to sustain whatever diet you're on for a longer period of time. So intermittent fasting is a fantastic tool to start shredding fat. I would usually do 16 hours of not eating and 8 hours of eating. What that means is, say 9 to 5, you're eating foods, but anywhere outside of those periods of time, you are not eating foods. And the reason that is so beneficial is because, again, you can eat larger servings when you eat. You don't eat as much and you're feeling better. You're not as lethargic through the day because you're eating less. So intermittent fasting is a great tool to start losing weight. Start implementing this now. Number 2 is just eat in a small calorie deficit. A lot of people like to go into these crash diets where they're basically starving themselves, and that's why they can't sustain the diet. Instead, do this. Find your maintenance calorie on something like TDEE.com, and basically you can find your maintenance calories, and whatever that number is, subtract it by 500 to 300. Stay in a small deficit. Long and steady wins the game, right? Basically, the longer you could stay in the game, the better you'll get results. So if you're in a small deficit of just 500 to 300 calories, you're able to eat the foods you enjoy because you're not starving yourself, and you're actually still burning calories. When you're in a deficit of 500 calories per week, you're burning a pound of fat per week. And this won't feel like much, but if you can't do 500, do 300. Either one of those are good, but they're better than just going into these giant crash diets because they're more sustainable. You can eat more foods that you like. So just do that. Or you can increase your cardio, increase your workout time. The more calories you burn, the easier it'll be for you. But as far as the eating goes, just stay in a small calorie deficit. Don't do these large crash diets. 3 is lift heavy ass weights. So many people think cardio is the way to start burning fat, but that's not true. The way to start burning fat is to lift heavier in the gym. Get stronger in the gym. The more muscle you build, the more your metabolic rate will increase, and the more you'll metabolize food faster. The more muscle you have, the more you can burn fat quickly. Muscle burns fat in a resting state. So if you want to burn fat while you're just sitting at your desk, build more muscle. And the way to build more muscle is to actually push yourself in the gym, to lift heavy, to actually go till failure, to do high intensity workouts, do things that are difficult in the gym, work hard, and you will start to build more muscle, and that will burn more fat. Number 4 is eat more protein. In order to build this muscle, we have to eat more protein, because when you rip your muscle fibers and your muscle goes into the state where it needs to recover, the protein is what helps your muscle recovery. It aids in muscle building, muscle recovery, and it helps with muscle fatigue. We need to build the muscle. We need to eat more protein to build the muscle. I recommend 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight at the bare minimum, no matter what your goal is. So 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you weigh 170 pounds, you should be eating 170 grams of protein, no matter what the goal is. Now, what protein also does is keeps you satiated for longer. So it keeps you feeling fuller for longer. That's the best part. It's beautiful because when you're eating more protein, it is a filling macronutrient. You will feel fuller for longer, and then you will eat less foods. It's pretty simple. So stack up on the protein, guys. If you're not burning fat, you're probably not eating enough protein. And last but not least, walk 10,000 steps per day. This is so easy to do. I know it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. So many people think that cardio and running and jogging is the way to burn fat. And while that is good, most people cannot sustain that over a long term. What people can sustain is just walking 10,000 steps per day. And if you don't know how the hell you're going to walk 10,000 steps per day, well, you're probably not far from there anyways. And the way to get 10,000 steps is to do something like this. When you go to run errands, when you go to the grocery store or go anywhere, park as far as you can in the parking lot. You'll get more steps in, and this will compound over time, and you will start to burn fat. When you're walking a lot, you're actually keeping your metabolism high. You're burning fat because you're getting steps in. It's cardio, right? So walk 10,000 steps per day. If you work a desk job at an office, what you could do is set an alarm for your phone or a little buzz. Once every hour on the hour, just go for a small walk to the bathroom and back, or go walk around your building if you have the privilege of doing so. But this is so easy to achieve, and if you start implementing these 5 things right away, you are going to start burning fat so quickly you will thank me. So start running these things right now. They're very small adjustments and they're so easy to do. And if you some reason need more help with this, just hit me up in the link in the description, book a call, I'll help you get set up. But this is easy stuff, guys. You can start doing this on your own right now and start shredding fat. Let's go.